Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Section 1. Introduction and the Importance of Sleep. Matthew Walker opens Why We Sleep with a simple but powerful truth. Sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and body every day. It is not a luxury, not wasted time, and not something we can cut short without consequences. Sleep is a non-negotiable biological need. For much of modern history, society has glorified sleeplessness. People boast about only needing 4 hours a night, as if it's a badge of honor. But Walker points out that the science is clear. No one functions optimally on such little sleep. Chronic sleep loss leads to memory lapses, poor judgment, weakened immunity, emotional instability, and higher risks of disease. In fact, he compares insufficient sleep to being drunk, except we often don't realize how impaired we are. One of the most striking points in this introduction is evolutionary. Every species studied requires sleep. From tiny insects to dolphins and humans, nature has preserved sleep across hundreds of millions of years. If sleep were useless, evolution would have eliminated it, since being unconscious for hours every day is dangerous in the wild. Instead, sleep survived, which means it must serve critical life-sustaining purposes. So what exactly does sleep give us? According to Walker, it acts like a Swiss Army knife for health. It enhances learning and memory, solidifying new knowledge and making us smarter. It stabilizes emotions, giving us mental balance and better decision-making. It strengthens the immune system, helping us fight infections and recover from illness. It supports metabolism and cardiovascular health, reducing risks of diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. It restores creativity and problem-solving skills, allowing breakthroughs in thought. Walker frames sleep as the foundation of our daily performance. Without it, all other aspects of health, diet, exercise, productivity, suffer. Yet modern life is built to strip away rest, late-night screens, long work hours, caffeine, and artificial light all push us into patterns that clash with our natural rhythms. The introduction sets the tone. This book is not just about explaining why sleep matters, but about warning us of the dangers of neglecting it. Walker wants readers to rethink their attitude towards sleep, to see it not as wasted time, but as the most powerful, natural medicine available. Section 2. The Science of Sleep, Stages and Cycles. To understand why sleep is so vital, Matthew Walker explains its inner mechanics. Sleep is not a single uniform state. It's a complex cycle made up of distinct stages that repeat throughout the night in roughly 90-minute rotations. Each stage plays a unique role in maintaining brain and body health. The two main types are non-REM (NREM) sleep, REM rapid eye movement sleep, NREM sleep. NREM dominates the first half of the night and is further divided into lighter and deeper phases. The deepest stage, called slow-wave sleep, is like the brain's power cleaning process. During this phase, memories are transferred from short-term storage, the hippocampus, to long-term storage in the cortex. This makes NREM crucial for learning and knowledge consolidation. Slow-wave sleep also supports the body. It regulates blood pressure, balances metabolism, and triggers growth hormone release. Essentially, it's when the body performs its nightly repair work. REM sleep. In the second half of the night, REM takes over. This is when vivid dreaming happens. During REM, the brain becomes highly active, almost as if we're awake, but the body remains paralyzed to prevent us from acting out dreams. REM is essential for creativity, problem-solving, and emotional balance. The brain processes emotions, integrates memories, and makes unexpected connections, which explains why people often wake up with fresh insights after sleep. The sleep cycle. A healthy night involves alternating between NREM and REM in a rhythmic cycle. Missing out on sleep means we lose not just hours but also the specific benefits of each stage. For example, cutting the night short mainly sacrifices REM sleep, which affects emotional regulation and creativity. Walker stresses that this delicate balance is why we can't simply make up for sleep on weekends. The brain and body require both NREM and REM every night in the right proportions. Why this matters. Understanding these stages shows us that sleep is not passive rest, it's an active process of repair, learning, and emotional recalibration. Skipping or disrupting sleep breaks this cycle, leaving us cognitively and physically weakened. Walker compares sleep to a symphony. Each stage is like a different instrument. Only when all play together do we experience the full harmony of health. Section 3: Circadian Rhythms and Sleep Pressure. Matthew Walker explains that two biological forces govern when and how well we sleep: circadian rhythms and sleep pressure. Together, they orchestrate our sleep-wake cycle, ensuring that our bodies and brains function optimally. Circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms are like the body's internal clock, running on roughly a 24-hour cycle. They are regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, in the brain, which responds to environmental cues such as light and temperature. This internal clock influences hormone release, body temperature, alertness, and metabolism. For example, the hormone melatonin rises in the evening, signaling to the body that it's time to prepare for sleep. Exposure to artificial light, particularly from screens, can suppress melatonin and delay sleep onset. Walker emphasizes that modern society, with late-night work, bright lights, and constant connectivity, often clashes with our natural circadian rhythm, creating chronic sleep difficulties. Sleep pressure. While circadian rhythms determine the timing of sleep, sleep pressure determines its intensity. This is the biological drive that builds the longer we stay awake, primarily regulated by a molecule called adenosine. The longer we are awake, the more adenosine accumulates, creating the feeling of sleepiness. Napping or caffeine consumption can temporarily reduce sleep pressure, but the natural cycle always resets overnight. Interaction between circadian rhythm and sleep pressure. Optimal sleep occurs when circadian rhythm and sleep pressure align. For example, late at night, melatonin levels are high, and sleep pressure is at its peak, making it easiest to fall asleep. If these two forces are misaligned, such as in shift work, jet lag, or late-night screen use, falling asleep becomes difficult, and sleep quality suffers. Implications for health. Disruptions to circadian rhythm or sleep pressure have profound effects on health. Chronic misalignment increases the risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and depression. Walker highlights that understanding these forces is not just academic, it allows individuals to strategically plan sleep, improve alertness, and safeguard long-term health. Walker concludes that respecting our biological clocks is as important as getting enough hours of sleep. By aligning sleep with natural rhythms and maintaining healthy sleep pressure, we allow the body to perform its nightly restoration processes fully and efficiently. Section 4: Sleep across the lifespan. Matthew Walker emphasizes that sleep needs and patterns change throughout life, and understanding these changes is critical to maintaining health. Sleep is not static, it evolves from infancy to old age, and each stage serves different biological purposes. Infancy and childhood. Newborns sleep up to 16 to 18 hours a day, primarily because their brains are rapidly developing. Infants cycle between REM and non-REM sleep frequently, which supports memory formation, emotional development, and neural growth. By childhood, sleep consolidates into longer blocks, but children still require 9 to 12 hours nightly. Lack of adequate sleep in early life is linked to impaired learning, behavioral problems, and reduced emotional regulation. Adolescence. Teenagers experience a natural shift in circadian rhythms, often making them feel alert later at night and sleepy in the morning. This biological change clashes with early school start times, causing widespread sleep deprivation among teens. Chronic sleep loss in adolescence can affect academic performance, mood stability, and long-term brain development. Walker notes that policies such as later school start times could dramatically improve adolescent health and cognitive function. Adulthood. Adults typically require 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, although many get less. Sleep pressure remains essential, and the balance between NREM and REM sleep continues to support learning, emotional health, and bodily repair. Chronic sleep restriction in adults is linked to decreased productivity, increased accident risk, impaired immune function, and heightened vulnerability to cardiovascular disease. Older adults. As people age, total sleep duration often decreases, and sleep becomes more fragmented. Deep slow-wave sleep diminishes, while lighter stages increase. Older adults also experience a shift toward earlier sleep and wake times. While some changes are natural, Walker warns that insufficient sleep in later life can accelerate cognitive decline, including risks for Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative disorders. Lifelong implications. Walker stresses that prioritizing sleep across all stages of life is essential for cognitive and physical health. Early life sleep patterns shape brain development, while adult and older age sleep influences memory, emotional regulation, and disease risk. Neglecting sleep at any stage has cumulative effects that can be difficult to reverse. By understanding how sleep needs evolve, individuals and society can take steps to protect this vital function, from setting age-appropriate sleep schedules for children to encouraging healthy sleep habits for adults and seniors. Sleep is a lifelong investment in health, and every stage matters. Section 5. The benefits of sleep for the brain. Matthew Walker explains that one of the most crucial functions of sleep is its role in brain health and cognitive performance. Sleep is not simply rest, it is an active process that strengthens learning, memory, emotional stability, and problem-solving abilities. Memory consolidation. During sleep, especially non-REM slow-wave sleep, the brain processes and consolidates memories acquired during the day. Information is transferred from short-term storage in the hippocampus to long-term storage in the cortex. This process allows humans to retain knowledge efficiently and improves learning. Lack of sleep severely hampers memory formation, making it harder to learn new skills or retain important information. Emotional regulation. Sleep also plays a vital role in regulating emotions. REM sleep, when dreaming occurs, helps process emotional experiences, reducing stress and anxiety. Walker emphasizes that without adequate sleep, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes hyperactive, making individuals more reactive, irritable, or prone to emotional outbursts. Chronic sleep deprivation can contribute to depression, mood disorders, and impaired social interactions. Creativity and problem solving. During REM sleep, the brain engages in creative problem solving. It reorganizes and connects disparate information in novel ways, which can lead to insights and innovations upon waking. Many scientific and artistic breakthroughs have been linked to ideas emerging after a night of sleep, highlighting its role in creativity. Brain detoxification. Walker also highlights a crucial discovery. Sleep allows the brain to clear toxic byproducts, including beta-amyloid proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. The lymphatic system becomes highly active during deep sleep, flushing out waste that accumulates during waking hours. Insufficient sleep over time increases the risk of neurodegenerative disorders, cognitive decline, and impaired brain function. Cognitive performance. Sleep affects attention, focus, and decision-making. Even moderate sleep deprivation reduces alertness and the ability to think clearly. Chronic deprivation is equivalent to cognitive impairment seen in intoxicated individuals. Walker underscores that protecting sleep is as critical as proper nutrition or exercise for maintaining peak brain performance. Summary. In short, sleep is the brain's natural maintenance and upgrade system. It consolidates memories, regulates emotions, enhances creativity, detoxifies the brain, and supports decision-making. Skipping sleep compromises these vital processes, leaving individuals cognitively impaired, emotionally unstable, and at higher risk for serious brain diseases. Section 6. The benefits of sleep for the body. Matthew Walker emphasizes that sleep is just as crucial for the body as it is for the brain. While the brain consolidates memories and regulates emotions, the body repairs, strengthens, and protects itself during sleep. Without sufficient sleep, almost every physiological system suffers. Immune function. One of the most immediate impacts of sleep is on the immune system. During sleep, the body produces cytokines and other immune factors that help fight infection and inflammation. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens immune defenses, making people more susceptible to colds, flu, and other illnesses. Walker notes that even one night of poor sleep can significantly reduce vaccine effectiveness. Cardiovascular health. Sleep also supports the heart and blood vessels. During deep sleep, blood pressure drops, the heart rate slows, and stress hormone levels decline. Lack of sleep increases the risk of hypertension, heart attack, and stroke. Walker stresses that consistent sleep is a major factor in long-term cardiovascular health. Metabolism and weight regulation. Sleep regulates hormones that control appetite and metabolism. Leptin, which signals fullness, decreases when sleep is restricted, while ghrelin, which triggers hunger, increases. This imbalance often leads to overeating and weight gain. Chronic sleep deprivation is strongly linked to obesity and type 2 diabetes. Muscle repair and growth. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone, which supports muscle repair, tissue regeneration, and overall physical recovery. Athletes and physically active individuals benefit greatly from adequate sleep, as performance, endurance, and recovery all depend on proper rest. Longevity and disease prevention. Walker highlights that chronic sleep deprivation is linked to shortened lifespan and increased risk for major diseases, including cancer. Sleep acts as a natural defense system, giving the body time to repair cellular damage, regulate hormones, and maintain optimal physiological balance. Physical performance. Even simple tasks like reaction time, coordination, and strength are improved with proper sleep. Sleep-deprived individuals are slower, less precise, and more prone to accidents, highlighting its importance for daily functioning. Summary. Sleep is a body-wide restorative process. It strengthens immunity, protects the heart, regulates metabolism, supports muscle repair, and prevents chronic disease. Without sufficient sleep, the body's systems deteriorate, leaving individuals vulnerable to illness, injury, and reduced physical performance. Sleep is not optional, it is essential for survival. Section 7. Sleep deprivation, the global epidemic. Matthew Walker describes sleep deprivation as one of the most serious public health crises of the modern era. Despite clear scientific evidence showing its dangers, society continues to undervalue and overlook sleep. Millions of people worldwide regularly get far less sleep than their bodies and brains require. The scope of the problem. Studies reveal that a large portion of adults in developed nations sleep fewer than 7 hours per night, far below the recommended 7 to 9 hours. Teenagers are even more sleep-deprived due to biological shifts in circadian rhythm combined with early school schedules. Walker argues that chronic sleep loss is epidemic level and comparable in danger to smoking or obesity. Causes of sleep deprivation. Multiple factors contribute to this crisis. Cultural pressures glorifying long work hours and late-night productivity. Technology. Exposure to artificial light from screens suppresses melatonin, delaying sleep onset. Shift work and irregular schedules, which disrupt circadian rhythms. Poor sleep education. Most people underestimate the importance of sleep and overestimate their ability to function on little rest. Health consequences. Sleep deprivation has far-reaching effects. Cognitive decline, impaired memory, reduced learning, slower reaction times, and poor decision-making. Emotional instability, heightened stress, anxiety, depression, and irritability. Physical illness, increased risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, cancer, and weakened immunity. Early mortality. Long-term sleep deprivation correlates with a shorter lifespan. Walker highlights alarming statistics. Staying awake for 24 hours reduces cognitive function as much as a blood alcohol level of 0.1%, surpassing the legal driving limit in many countries. Sleep deprivation also contributes to accidents and fatalities in transportation, workplaces, and healthcare. Societal impacts. Beyond individual health, chronic sleep loss affects society at large. Productivity declines, healthcare costs rise, and mistakes or accidents increase. Walker warns that ignoring this epidemic is not just a personal issue, It's a global public health emergency. Call to action. Walker emphasizes that reversing this epidemic requires both individual and societal changes. Individuals must prioritize sleep and adopt habits that support natural sleep cycles. Governments, schools, and workplaces should recognize sleep as essential for health and performance, adjusting schedules and policies accordingly. Section 8. Dreams and REM sleep. Matthew Walker explains that REM, rapid eye movement, sleep is the stage where vivid dreaming occurs, and it plays a critical role in emotional, cognitive, and psychological health. Contrary to the idea that dreams are random, REM sleep serves as a powerful brain maintenance and creativity system. The role of REM sleep. During REM sleep, the brain is highly active, almost as if it's awake, but the body remains immobilized to prevent acting out dreams. This stage is essential for processing emotions, particularly stressful or traumatic experiences. Walker notes that REM sleep helps decouple the emotional charge from memories, allowing us to reflect on difficult experiences without being overwhelmed by anxiety or fear. Creativity and problem solving. REM sleep fosters creative thinking and problem solving. The brain reorganizes information, makes unusual connections, and allows insights to emerge. Many scientific breakthroughs and artistic ideas are linked to dreams, highlighting REM sleep's role in innovation. Walker emphasizes that sleep, especially REM, is a natural incubator for original thought. Emotional regulation. Without sufficient REM sleep, the brain's emotional centers, such as the amygdala, become hyperactive. This can lead to heightened emotional reactivity, irritability, and poor decision-making. Chronic REM sleep deprivation is associated with anxiety disorders, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. By processing emotions during REM, the brain strengthens resilience and mental health. Memory integration. REM also integrates memory and learning, connecting new experiences to old knowledge in meaningful ways. This stage complements non-REM sleep, which consolidates factual memories, by integrating emotional and procedural memories, shaping overall cognition. Dreams as a biological necessity. Walker stresses that dreaming is not a luxury but a biological requirement. The absence of REM sleep over extended periods impairs emotional stability, cognitive performance, and long-term brain health. It also disrupts other physiological systems, including immune function and metabolic regulation. Summary. REM sleep is more than a nightly curiosity. It is essential for mental clarity, emotional balance, creativity, and memory processing. Protecting REM sleep is as important as total sleep duration. Consistently disrupting it, whether through late nights, sleep deprivation, or irregular schedules, compromises both brain function and overall well-being. Walker concludes that dreams are the brain's way of recharging emotionally and cognitively, making REM sleep one of the most vital components of healthy living. Section 9. Sleep disorders, insomnia, narcolepsy, etc. Matthew Walker highlights that sleep disorders are a widespread but often overlooked public health problem. They not only reduce the quantity of sleep but also compromise its quality, leading to severe physical, cognitive, and emotional consequences. Understanding common sleep disorders can help individuals recognize symptoms and seek effective treatment. Insomnia. Insomnia is the most prevalent sleep disorder, characterized by difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking too early. Chronic insomnia affects millions worldwide and is linked to heightened stress, impaired memory, poor concentration, and increased risk of depression and anxiety. Walker notes that insomnia often stems from poor sleep habits, stress, and circadian rhythm disruptions, but medical and behavioral interventions can significantly improve outcomes. Narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a neurological disorder marked by excessive daytime sleepiness and sudden, uncontrollable sleep attacks. Patients may also experience cataplexy, a sudden loss of muscle tone triggered by strong emotions. Narcolepsy disrupts daily life, affecting work, social interactions, and safety. Walker explains that the disorder is caused by loss of specific neurons that regulate wakefulness and REM sleep, making treatment and lifestyle adjustments essential for managing symptoms. Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea involves repeated breathing interruptions during sleep, often due to airway obstruction. This leads to fragmented sleep, oxygen deprivation, and daytime fatigue. The condition increases the risk of hypertension, heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. Treatment may include lifestyle changes, CPAP machines, or surgical interventions. Walker emphasizes that undiagnosed sleep apnea is common and poses significant health risks. Restless leg syndrome, RLS. RLS causes uncomfortable sensations in the legs, leading to an irresistible urge to move them, especially at night. This disrupts sleep onset and continuity, often leading to chronic sleep deprivation. Walker notes that while the exact cause is unknown, iron deficiency and neurological factors may play a role, and treatment involves addressing underlying causes and symptom management. Circadian rhythm disorders. Shift work, jet lag, and delayed sleep phase disorder disrupt the body's natural circadian rhythm. These disorders result in misaligned sleep timing, leading to poor sleep quality, daytime sleepiness, and long-term health risks. Walker stresses that aligning daily schedules with natural circadian patterns is crucial for prevention and management. Section 10. Society, Work, and Sleep. Matthew Walker highlights that modern society is fundamentally misaligned with human sleep needs. Cultural, technological, and occupational pressures often push people to sacrifice sleep for productivity, entertainment, or social activities, with serious consequences for individual and public health. Work culture and sleep deprivation. Walker points out that many workplaces glorify long hours and sleep sacrifice as signs of dedication. Employees often work late nights, skip rest, or engage in shift work that disrupts natural circadian rhythms. This chronic sleep deprivation impairs cognitive performance, reduces creativity, and increases mistakes on the job. Alarmingly, studies show that sleep-deprived workers are more prone to accidents, particularly in high-risk industries like transportation, healthcare, and manufacturing. Technology and sleep disruption. Modern technology, particularly smartphones, tablets, and computers, exposes users to artificial light that suppresses melatonin production. This delays sleep onset and reduces sleep quality. Walker stresses that screens before bedtime can shift circadian rhythms and fragment sleep, contributing to the global sleep crisis. Even when people get enough hours, poor timing and light exposure prevent them from achieving restorative sleep stages like deep NREM and REM. Social pressure and sleep myths. Cultural norms often undervalue sleep. Many people consider late nights, early mornings, and minimal sleep as a badge of honor, equating busyness with success. Walker warns that this mindset is not only harmful but scientifically unfounded. Reduced sleep leads to poor decision-making, emotional instability, and long-term health risks, the opposite of what society associates with productivity. School start times. Walker emphasizes the impact on adolescents, whose natural circadian rhythms shift toward later sleep and wake times. Early school start times force teens to wake before their bodies are ready, resulting in chronic sleep deprivation. This affects academic performance, emotional regulation, and long-term health. Adjusting schedules to align with biology could dramatically improve outcomes for students. Public health implications. Sleep deprivation is not just an individual problem, it is a public health crisis. Traffic accidents, medical errors, workplace injuries, and reduced productivity all stem from a population that routinely sleeps less than needed. Walker calls for societal change, including later school times, regulated work hours, and public education about sleep's importance. Section 11. How to Sleep Better, Practical Tips and Conclusion. Matthew Walker concludes why we sleep by providing practical guidance to improve sleep quality and emphasizing its critical importance for health, longevity, and performance. He stresses that sleep is not optional, it is essential, and simple changes can have profound effects. Practical tips for better sleep. Keep a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Consistency strengthens circadian rhythms and improves sleep quality. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Sleep in a cool, dark, and quiet room. Exposure to light, noise, or warmth can disrupt both deep NREM and REM sleep. Blackout curtains, earplugs, or white noise machines can help. Limit caffeine and alcohol. Caffeine blocks adenosine, delaying sleep onset. Avoid coffee, tea, and other stimulants in the afternoon and evening. Alcohol may make you drowsy initially but fragments sleep later in the night. Avoid late-night screen exposure. Artificial light from phones, tablets, and computers suppresses melatonin production. Turn off screens at least an hour before bed or use blue light filters. Exercise regularly. Daily physical activity improves sleep quality, but intense exercise should be done earlier in the day. Evening workouts too close to bedtime may interfere with falling asleep. Relax before bed. Create a wind-down routine to signal your body that it's time to sleep. Meditation, reading, or light stretching can reduce stress and improve sleep onset. Avoid napping too late. Daytime naps can reduce sleep pressure at night. If necessary, keep naps under 30 minutes and before mid-afternoon. Conclusion. Walker emphasizes that sleep is a biological necessity vital for brain function, physical health, emotional regulation, and longevity. Modern society often undervalues sleep, treating it as expendable, but science shows that sleep deprivation has severe consequences. From impaired memory and creativity to increased risk of heart disease, obesity, and neurodegeneration. Protecting sleep is an investment in both short-term performance and long-term health. By prioritizing sleep, following healthy routines, and aligning with natural biological rhythms, individuals can dramatically improve their cognitive abilities, emotional resilience, and overall well-being. Walker ends with a call to action. Society, workplaces, schools, and individuals must recognize sleep as non-negotiable. Only by respecting this essential function can we achieve true health, productivity, and longevity. If you enjoyed this deep dive into why we sleep, make sure to smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing book summaries and insights. Comment below which book or topic you want us to cover next. We love hearing your suggestions.